We got 4 boxes over here for you. And I don't know how to pronounce the name, but I think it's Vosen or Vosen, something like that.
This was very unexpected. Actually, this works out perfectly because I was filming a ZL1 video today anyway. Here are the ZL1's new wheels for SEMA. I guess we can go ahead and start talking about SEMA with that car because that car has to be there now. Oh boy, hello. Those are pretty. I don't have any tires for them, so like, dang dude, that sucks. Damn, that's pretty cool.
Very nice.
You ain't seen nothing.
That was so awesome. It feels good outside this morning. It is literally, I don't know how I woke up to this, but it is 68 degrees outside right now. This type of stuff doesn't exist in Louisiana at all. But anyway, we're driving the truck to work this morning. Boom. Check it out, check it out. Yes sir. God, it's so beautiful. But anyway, today's goal is to get to the shop, get everything set up this morning, and today we are actually going to be finally putting the new porta blower back from COM onto the ZL1. And we're also going to be putting on a new throttle body and a catch can and all kinds of stuff. The sad part about it though is my last MPVI2, which is basically the tuning device needed to flash on new files onto the truck or the car or whatever that you're tuning at the time. It happened to walk away from the shop. I ordered another one and it should be here by the end of next week or this week or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. Shipping times have been crazy delayed because we just had a hurricane roll through not long ago. We're gonna get this stuff put on the car today, and so that way whenever the tuner comes in, everything will be ready to go. We'll flash a base map on it, start it up, put it on the dyno, and get started making some horsepower, baby. What better way to start the morning than in a freaking Shelby Super Snake Sport with some twin Yang Yang spinny things hanging down below them. Since I'm feeling extra spicy this morning, let's put this thing in a 4 high. Let's give her a little roll on from a dig. I have not done this yet, so we're gonna give this a shot. Wow, holy shit. I was trying to just see if I could just barely roll into it. This truck from a dig is fucking fast, dude. Holy shit. I don't know what it is, but I woke up really loving this thing today. That's the morning horsepower treatment. I feel like I probably could use a lot more of that in the mornings, to be honest. Oh, tell me I didn't forget. Okay, no. I thought I forgot my keys at home. I was gonna have to drive the truck all the way home and do more pulls. That would have been so hard this morning on me, you know? That would have just, oh, that would have made me just so mad. All right, let me set my stuff down. I really don't think I have anything even to do over here today that's important. I honestly don't even remember the last time that I started a video on a GoPro. Dude, it literally it feels so much hotter in here that I'm gonna have to open the door up because it only makes sense because it's so hot in here compared to outside. I think I'm just in such a good mood today because I'm compensating for the fact that a house that I was looking at across the country to move to that I've been so super excited about. There's been a lot of shit going on, and it was specifically almost to get this house, and this house went under contract this morning. I just got a text from a realtor, so kind of sucks. But hey, we ain't letting that shit get us in a bad mood today. Hell no, we in a great mood, motherfucker. I need to get this out of the way. I need to get the 67 moved out of the way. I've got to get the ZL1 lowered down so that way I can get to it. But I need to obviously be able to drop our lift down, so I need to go turn on the air. Welcome to my morning routine. I've actually never carried you guys along with me for an entire morning before, but we're gonna do this shit. I hear people all the time asking me what my morning routine is for whatever reason. It's not like I do anything. Oh my God. When I move that compressor, yeah, it's staying with the building. Dude, I don't know what the look, let me just vent about some other shit real quick, okay? Just real quick. I have been so stressed out for the longest time. You wanna know why? You wanna know why I've been stressed? It's because of this Tesla. This is a very chief factor in my recent stress. Reason being, as you guys know, this car was on a show on Discovery Channel. I was on a show, I guess I should say, with this car on Discovery Channel. The catch here is that I was really excited to be on the show, but what I didn't know is that the car was gonna get really messed up. And so I spent a lot of money on this car, it got really messed up, and now I'm stuck with it. And the reason why I say I'm stuck with it is because you're probably like, well, you're a content creator, why don't you make content with it? Why don't you just do the video thing? Well, yeah, I get that, but the only issue is that it is pretty messed up. Now I could leave all the body panels like they are, which sure, it's not a big deal, but nobody likes Tesla content for one, okay? Everyone hates Tesla content. Every video that I've uploaded with this car has just done piss poor. Like, actually. I enjoy the car, kind of, not really, but I'll pretend like I do. And as you guys see, it's missing a lot of body panels, and it's got a pretty destroyed side here. And so I went and got all the body panels to replace them, spent a ton of money, a few $1,000s. Got them all here just to find out that it will be another like 10 to 15 just to get it all installed, because they've got to like tack weld all on it, and it's all an electric car. So that was kind of like pretty sad, because I already spent 60 grand. Well, no, more than that. I don't even remember how much I spent on this car now, to be honest. You get the point. I got a lot of money tied up into it. And then the other option was, hey, I can use it as a junk of the month. And honestly, that just does not sound good. The reason why is because it's an electric car, and I would get in so much trouble with the EPA for doing anything like that with it and just destroying it, especially if I'm not properly disposing of everything. So yeah, that is where a lot of my stress honestly has been coming in, because I'm just stuck with a $60,000, $80,000, whatever, just paperweight. It just sits there. I can't do anything with it. It doesn't serve me any purpose. I drive it occasionally, but it's just not a great car or fun car anymore. And so realistically, I'm probably gonna put that thing up for sale. I'm gonna try and sell the Tesla with all the body parts, and maybe some poor soul will be really interested in buying the car. I don't know. But if you guys have any better suggestions on what I can do with that thing other than let it sit here in our parking lot and make me cry every day, comment down below, because I've just been not doing good. Let's get the ZL1 on the ground, and I'll show you guys some parts that we got in. As you guys see over there by the door, by that jack over there, just right over there, we got some parts that came in. So I'm gonna go get that thing opened up and show you guys what we got. Thank you, Kong Performance, for the t-shirt. So check it out. This is the stock throttle body that came on our LT4. Not bad. It's actually pretty large, pretty good size. Flows probably plenty of air, but we decided to say, screw that. Let's flow way more air. And so Andrew at CSP, huge thanks to CSP, he's gonna be the one that's gonna be tuning the car, and they're really taking care of me with this thing, so I really appreciate them. But anyway, got some CSP swag, some stickers, some bolts here, and the bolts are for our new throttle body. You ready? Well, bam. Oh my God. Oh my God. So this is a 103 millimeter throttle body. Very massive. No clickbait. I can actually fit my fist inside of the throttle body. And it's even funnier because if you look at our stock throttle body here, you can really start to see how much bigger this one is, because this one, the stock one, will actually fit inside of the new one. Oh my God. Oh my God. I am glad that I didn't open this thing up off camera. I really... Dude, look at that. Good God. Can y'all see? Yeah, y'all can. Oh my God, look at that port job. That is pretty freaking phenomenal. Oh my gosh, whoa. So this is, I believe, their most aggressive port job that they do. And then also, as you guys see, we've got this new billet hub at the end of here for our new pulley. And it's a really cool thing, because typically with the supercharger pulleys that are on these LT4 blowers, you've got to have the entire pulley and everything pressed off. But what Kong does whenever they send them back is we've actually got a little bit smaller pulley here. It's a grip tech pulley. The cool thing about this is that we've got this little hub here that we can pull off all these bolts and actually interchange these pulleys without having to get them pressed on and off like a normal supercharger. I'm pretty excited about that little hub, just the ease of being able to swap out pulleys and make more power, less power whenever you want to. It's pretty nice. In this box, this is our new coolant overflow tank for the supercharger. So this is gonna hold our supercharger coolant reservoir. Well, it's a reservoir to hold our supercharger coolant. The reason why we had to get one of those is because Chevy, being the beautiful humans that they are, their design team literally made this car without a supercharger coolant reservoir. reservoir. And so there's like all of these high pressure lines that you gotta have this crazy, ridiculous bleeding process to, and I just didn't want any bit of that. I wanted it to be pretty simple. So the benefit is that new coolant reservoir, whenever we put the blower and everything back on, instead of having to go through crazy lengths to try and bleed the damn thing, we will literally be able to just put our new reservoir on and fill it up, and that's it, and it'll bleed itself. If you're curious, you can go look into the whole LT4 supercharger bleeding process for the coolant, but it is actually pretty stupid, so we're just avoiding that whole thing. Last thing that we're gonna be installing today is our new catch can. We've got this really cool catch can from Mighty Mouse Solutions. Got a nice little filter here. Heck yeah. We're gonna slap that on top of our catch can so it can vent to atmosphere. Looks like we've got some lines here. Is this a bleeder possibly? Feels like it would be a bleeder. Oh, it's not a bleeder, I'm stupid. That's a drain. We've got a few various fittings. Got our bracket for mounting our catch can. And then in this bag right here, we should have our catch can itself. Yeah. That's pretty sick. AN fittings on the sides. Wow, this is actually one of the nicer catch cans I've seen. And our vent to atmosphere up here on top. That just slips on like so. So the reason that we're doing a catch can while we've got our blower off is because on these cars, you've actually got to have the supercharger removed just to put on the freaking catch can. Got all kinds of good stuff to do today. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Zoom. First thing we need to install is this little PCV valve here, and it looks like it's going to go somewhere right underneath the blower, which appears to be right here. Spending a lot of time working on cars without proper tools because you can't afford them growing up has really just taught me a lot about making shit work sometimes. Since I don't have a 14mm Allen wrench, figured, hey, I've got some adjustable pliers. That might work. Tell you what, it's working perfect. Boom. So that is our factory PCV valve. We're gonna get this one pulled out. Obviously, we've already got that done. Next up, we need to take off these O-rings that are on the bottom side here and the top side. And we're gonna get these transferred over to the new one. And then after that, if you guys see, instead of it being capped off and normally venting straight up into the blower side, this one doesn't vent upwards anymore, and it actually vents towards the outside, where this one's capped. This one now vents out here whenever it needs to. And once it vents out of this valve, it's gonna divert over into our catch can with this hose. It's actually, I see how it works now. It's actually pretty cool. I'm gonna take these over here and I'm gonna grab some picks real quick and really, really carefully get these O-rings pulled off. All right, got our front one off. I'm gonna gently slip it on. Next up, I need to take off our end one down here. Now we're gonna slide this one all the way down and into its new spot down there as well. Make sure that that thing is lubed up real nice. O-rings are transferred over onto our new PCV valve. Now I'm gonna take our little brass fitting here off, and I'll actually set it up here so I don't lose it, hopefully. And now we're gonna take our new PCV valve that's nice and billet and slip it down into place. Very nice. So next up, I'm gonna take our brass fitting, got a little bit of Teflon tape on there, carefully thread it in like so. Perfect. Next thing we're gonna do is get our blower put back on. I'm going to lube up our O-rings here that fit to the heads, just to make sure that we've got a good seal. Next up, I'm going to pull off the clean side, if you will, PCV, and I've got a cut right here, and I've got to put a T in between these. I'm gonna heat this hose up right here with a heat gun, that way I get it a little bit more pliable, and I'm gonna try to slip our T onto it. Oh, there we go. Come on. Our T is installed in one portion. Now next up, I need to heat up the same exact side and put it back onto here, that way I can get that tightened down. Here we go. And just like that, we've got a T installed into our PCV hose. So we're good to go ahead and probably put this back on real quick and route our hose from here over to our catch can. All right, now I'm gonna plug the tube back in down here. There we go. Got that snapped in. And now our T is gonna run from here straight over to the catch can. So the only thing that sucks that I'm missing, I'm not trying to roast this company at all, but this is kind of funny. We've got everything except for all 5 of the fittings that we need to actually install the thing. So that is beautiful. That is really exactly how my luck goes. I'll probably have to order some fittings though from Summit and get those on the way. Luckily, we're not trying to start the car today, or else that would have pissed me off pretty bad. Mighty Mouse Solutions, you caught a break today, buddy. All right, next up, before we actually put the blower on, I know this is like ADD and I'm bouncing all over the place, but it's actually just because I want to make sure that I don't accidentally put something on too early and have to take it all back off to put other stuff on. So I think this sits here, and then it's telling me to remove this whole part. This is that stupid bleeder I was telling you guys about. So typically you got to go to the Chevy dealership to get these bled, but you've got to like go in here and while you've got a funnel taped up to it and everything, you push down on it with a 1/4-inch extension while you've got coolant in here, but the car also has to be running so that it's getting hot and circulating and everything. And that's how you're apparently supposed to purge it, which is just the absolute dumbest thing I've ever seen, honestly, in my entire life of working on cars almost. To make that make more sense, we're just gonna do what Chevy should have done from the factory. You know, the thing that Ford does from factory. This is such a great car. That's one thing I will say. I love this car. Chevy did a great job with this car, but at the same time, they left out so many things that they just could have done to make it just a little bit nicer, that you would think that they would be like, yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. Let's make their life a little easier. But they just don't. I'm still stuck on the fact that they don't even have a wideband. I can remove this little doohickey, set that out of the way, and this is going to go straight into here. We can take this clamp here, bring it back down, and clamp. Very nice. That's gonna go about there. This is gonna go to the blower like it did before, and then this one, I believe, should still go back to the blower where it connected as well. So basically we're just installing an interrupt that has a bleeder tank on it and everything. So hell yeah. This is gonna be the first time I get to use my little electric ratchet today. Hell yeah. I just got this thing in the mail and I've been so excited to use it on something. Very nice. So we can grab our bracket, set it back, or should we put it underneath? Yeah, it doesn't want us to put it underneath. All right, we'll just go ahead and tighten it back down. Perfect. All right, so now our overflow tank is installed. All right, so now that we're ready to go ahead and put our blower on, I'm gonna get these, I had taped off our runners here just to make sure nothing fell in. So I'm gonna go ahead and get our tape removed. I couldn't really lift it up last time by myself. I wasn't He-Man enough, but you know, since they ported so much of this blower, it should be a whole lot lighter, right? So I should be able to just pick it up by myself and just set it on there now. Right? Is this a bad idea? Hopefully not. Drops it on the front bumper. Okay, got the blower set back down. Next up, before I finish everything on the front, I need to actually, now that I'm seeing this, I need to lift this front end a little bit just to connect our hose down there to that brass barb fitting. And then after that, we should be ready to go. Let me go ahead and grab this little hose here. Got it connected to our fitting. All right guys, next up, I've got our torque wrench here. I'm actually gonna go, well, I've actually already set it to 10 Newton meters. Super small amount of torque. It's like 7 foot-pounds of torque. I've read online that these bolts that attach the blower to the heads are extremely easy to break. And so I have to be extremely careful. We're gonna torque these pretty much in sequence to go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10 up here on the front. That way we get a nice cross pattern going. We don't accidentally warp anything, all that good stuff. Trying to be ever so careful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so next up, I'm gonna take our 10 millimeter here, put it on our baby torque wrench. All right, 10 Newton meters. So now we're gonna start off with this first one right here. Okay, I'm gonna have to tighten these down by hand a little bit. I'm so scared of breaking them. I've read so many horror stories. Torque them all one time, so now we're gonna go back and do the exact same thing to the same torque spec. All right, that is supposedly torqued down. That is such a light amount of torque. Next up, I can route our little connector here. This looks like an IAT, possibly. I'm not, obviously not well versed with these cars, so I'm not sure what this is, but it looks like an IAT sensor way down here. Get that little bugger plugged back in, and we can get our harness connector here, put back on there, like so. Alrighty, double check over everything there. That looks good. I'm gonna grab some gear oil over here, lubricate all of our gaskets, and then go ahead and set our lid back on the blower and get started tightening this down next. We'll go ahead and take our blower lid and gently set it up here in place. So now, being the smart boy I am, I took a video of what bolts go where, so that way I know. So let's see, back up a little bit. So we got 2 outside that don't have studs. We've got this 1 in the center, 2 more over here without. These 2 are for the fuel rails here, I believe. It said for the fuel rails. They're just not for the fuel rails, it's for harnesses. I just call it what I said. Y'all ever do that? Y'all ever just start recording YouTube video and just start talking without even thinking about what you're saying? I do that all the time. Alrighty. All right, cool deal. So our blower lid is tightened down, but now we've got to go back and torque it. We're going to torque it to the same torque specs that we torqued the blower to the head. The lid attaches with the same exact specs, so already set up. Now I just got to go through, tighten them all down. I'm pushing these just past 10 and I'm putting them at about 12 Newton meters. All right, so there we have it, guys. Supercharger lid is back installed onto the blower, which is now back installed onto the engine. You can set that out of the way. And next up, I'm gonna start connecting everything back that was disconnected prior to pulling the blower off. So we get our PCV clicked in right there. Where's everything else at? Plug that in. This looks like it plugs up here. Let's see, where's everything else go? This looks like it would connect to a throttle body or a MAF sensor, one or the other. Okay, let me actually pull this PCV back off real quick. We're gonna slide this whole harness and everything up and then connect it there. And then we can plug in our coil packs. Very nice. Very nice, very nice, very nice. And this plugs in the back there. The next up, I've got these PCV lines. I'm gonna just go ahead and set back up here in the engine bay. And if I can remember right, this one goes here, I believe, and snap that down. This one goes to here. Let's route this over here. We'll route this under here. All right, and now on our intake, we've got 1 connector there. And let's see how many are on our throttle body. We've got 1 here as well. And we've got our belt lined up, so I'm gonna go ahead and put our breaker bar in there. Come on, buddy. Work with me here, Captain. All right. All right. And there we go. Belt is back routed. PCV lines are all hooked up. I've got the new throttle body ready to get installed. We're not going to be able to put our factory intake back onto the car. Obviously, we are upgrading to a much larger throttle body than the boot on the intake is for. So definitely gonna have to get a new intake. Got some high temp RTV gasket maker that we're going to be using. And basically, we're going to lay just a nice little bead, nothing crazy. I'm gonna gently apply a little gasket. You don't need any crazy amounts of RTV on here, just enough to get it to seal. So now I've got a decent little gasket surface here, trying to make sure it's as even as possible. Now I'm gonna take our throttle body bolts here and gently, ever so slightly, put this thing on. So I'm gonna hand tighten these down, and then I'm gonna let it sit for about an hour. Once it tacks up real good, I'll come back down here and torque them all down. Well, there we go, guys. Got the blower tightened back down. Everything's installed back on there. PCV lines are all hooked up. Got our throttle body hand tight right now with a little bit of RTV back there to seal it all up. Got belt back installed, connections and everything back. Next thing, well, I guess the last thing I really need to do is just zip tie all these lines out of the way of the belt, just to make sure we got good clearance there and nothing's gonna hit. And I've got to finish up with our catch can over here. Get our catch can put in. It should go somewhere about right here. And after that, let me see. I really think that might be about it. I'm not gonna be able to start it obviously until I get my throttle body, not my throttle body, the new intake in to be able to connect everything. But I might turn the key on and just let it siphon around the supercharger, just so I can make sure that it's flowing coolant real good into our new reservoir here and make sure that's all working good. But other than that, that is pretty successful. Hell yeah. Just so I don't forget where it goes, I'm gonna take the PCV off of our factory intake and I'm gonna pop it on here. And then once we get our new intake, PCV is going to plug in right there next to the throttle body, and we should be good to rock and roll. Again, this T coming off of the PCV over here by the blower, I've got to get that routed over here to the catch can in a second, but everything is looking pretty good. That is a finished product pretty much for now. Woo! I've been waiting on this stuff forever. All right, I'm gonna stop and take a break for lunch here in a second. After that, I've got to get our catch can put on. A wild cam blob appears.
Hi, I am Cam Blob.
I'm gonna get this catch can put on real quick. I got the bracket mounted onto the catch can already, just to make it a little bit easier. I need to go ahead and slide this thing down somehow into here and get this bolt started. It's a little bit of an awkward place, to be honest. Cam Bob, could you hold this? That right there, just this bracket. You can hold this filter, honestly. If you just hold that, it'll, yeah. All right, and now the hard part. All right, got the washer. Washer! Oh, almost did it. Alakazam. So, just like that, we got our catch can installed, but because of the fact that they didn't send me 5 of the fittings that I needed, I can't go any further than this until I order the missing fittings. For now though, what I do need to do is route our drain hose. So this is the drain tube, and now I need to route this. So the drain needs to be routed to a safe spot that isn't going to get any heat or anything. So I'm trying to look right here and make sure that it's not going to be rubbing on anything. And I think I've got a spot in mind that I could drop it down to. Every catch can I've ever installed on any car has just been at least 20 times easier than this. At the point that we're at now, I'll be able to cut this hose, push it back, and fit it into place just like so. And then this hose from this side will run from a T here, which honestly I might as well just go ahead and plug this end into it. I'll remember. And then we'll cut a piece from here and basically route this somewhere along, I don't know, somewhere kind of neat, something like that. Until I get my fittings in, that is where I'm at. I already went ahead and tightened down the throttle body and torqued it down since I put in the RTV and everything. I'm gonna be honest, I really miss driving this car. I really want it to be back running already. Got the hood shut, got everything moved out of the way and cleaned up. I need to now go underneath the car and take our drain from where the catch can goes and put it in an easily accessible place. That way, from now on, whenever I'm doing an oil change, I'll just unscrew the drain and drain out the catch can too. While I'm underneath the car, I'm gonna go ahead and put on these lift pucks that go on the pinch welds, so that way we don't bend up the pinch welds or anything. So we've got a solid point to lift from, or put a jack under, so that's pretty nice. Maybe I could put it to this little doohickey there. Yeah, honestly, I'm thinking that I'm gonna put it there. It's actually a pretty good spot for it. I really need to put something on that hose to protect it. I got I've got some hose. And now I'm gonna take some zip ties. I got hose. This shit is pissing me off. So now I got some hose between my hose and this metal part, so that way it don't get scraped up, because we don't want our hose getting scraped, you feel me? All right guys, got our drain installed here. So now next time I need to go change the oil, it'll literally be as simple as me opening up this little drain right here, letting it drain out, and then after that, literally just tightening it back, and that's it. Literally that simple. So draining our catch can at oil changes will be extremely, extremely simple now. That's actually pretty cool. I've never had one of these on any of my cars that's that easy to drain, honestly. Check it out. We got these little jack pucks. They're gonna go up on the pinch weld up here, and it's literally as simple as putting them right here and tightening them down to install. It is like painfully simple. Also, the cool part about this is you won't break your side skirts trying to put this thing on a lift or a jack now. Because if you notice, the side skirts literally are much lower than where the pinch weld is. So if you try and put any kind of jack under there, you'll literally just break the side skirts. So this helps with that as well. And there we go. That one is completely installed, and that's actually pretty cool. Oh yeah, that looks, damn, that's actually pretty dope. Hell yeah. Andrew's gonna tighten him down for me since he's so nice and so tall. And I put the car up so high and I'm so short. 6 foot gang. 6 foot, 5 foot. 10 gang, 5'9.5" or something.
Pardon?
Some shit like that. I don't know. I think we are freaking done. Yay! That was fun. All right, guys, I'm gonna get all these tools put up and all of that good stuff. for now, that's pretty much gonna be a wrap for today's video. I don't even know how to end this video. There's nothing even.
Goodbye. That's it.
Yeah, I told you, I told you, I told you. You said I wouldn't be shit. Oh well, I showed you. Yeah, yeah, I told you, I told you, I told you. You said I wouldn't be shit. I needed that. I owe you, I owe you.
I got the recipe, cook it up.